As an attempt to become a better songwriter, a better artist, and a better all-around musician myself, a friend of mine, actually a couple friends of mine, have recommended that I check out music that's outside of the scope of music that I typically listen to. So that being said, one of the artists that they recommended was Pink Floyd. If you would like to see the full uncut, unedited version of this reaction, all the songs, all unedited and everything uncut, it's on the Patreon right now, as well as so many other things, including tons and tons and tons of uncut album reactions, documentary reactions. I do Zoom calls with me, so there's tons of stuff. Click the link down below if you'd like to see this full uncut. Let's get right into this. This is Speak to Me, 1 minute and 4 seconds. The only one that has a little explicit symbol next to it on the album. Let's see what we got. You hear the sub on that? Boom, 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 boom. Serious resonance going through. So many things going on. What I'm hearing is like some sort of like cash register thing going on. Hearing a guy speak in the right ear. Hearing some laughing in the center. See, as a guitarist, I'm very much looking forward to this, because the friend that recommended this album to me and these songs, like he played me a couple of them here and there, like a couple sections of the songs, and I could hear how much of the influence of music that I listen to, the guitar playing, comes from stuff like this. Bass is funky. Nice. Listen to that. Listen to how the bass rhythm matches the toms right there. Listen to this right here. That is the well-rehearsed band, that they know every cue from each other. That boom, 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 boom.
Don't be afraid to care. Leave, don't leave me. Look around, choose your own ground.
One way I really want to describe this so far is very luscious. There's big luscious chords, big luscious like sound of chords. I really like the luscious tone of this.
How you live, how you fly, smiles you'll give and tears you'll cry. All you touch and all you see is all your life will ever be.
I also find really interesting, this was recorded almost 50 years ago, 49 years ago at this point. The first, how good it sounds. The vocals, I feel like you can hear a difference in quality, in the sense of like, not vocal quality, but like the quality of recording of the vocals. Not as clean and crisp as we hear today, but the guitars and stuff, I cannot hear a difference of quality of tone. The drums feel a little less full, in the sense of like, we have a lot of technology these days to like make drums and vocals feel more present and full, and so many different techniques. You know, it's 50 years later.
But only if you ride the tide, balanced on the biggest wave, race towards another grave.
I think it is so cool how they go from song to song. It blows my mind how they're doing that. Okay, again, like, notice the panning that's going on. Hearing that instrument go left, back, and forth. I'm surprised that they had the technology to do that back then. It's 50 years ago we're talking. Everything was analog. There was no computers. Wow, it's cool how they captured that, like, announcement going on. You could hear it sounds distant. It's tight, man. It's that... hi-hat is really tight with that arpeggio, which is hard to stay in time like that. That's impressive. Filter opening up, come on. So what they're doing is, so essentially I have a synthesizer over here. I could give some like examples in the sense of like, they're adjusting all of the different knobs on the synth, one being the filter opens it, makes it brighter and stuff. Chopping synth. we're 3 songs in so far, and one song has only, I think, been instrumental. I think Speak to Me is instrumental, and now the song is really pretty heavily instrumental. And you don't see that a ton in a lot of pop music today, but a band that I listen to called the 1975 has a good amount of instrumental tracks on it, and I'm getting the same kind of vibe where it's like they're just making music. It doesn't have to necessarily have lyrics. I want to know if that drummer is playing that the whole time or if they like recorded it and looped it. It's crazy, man. Literally sounds like I'm listening to Top Gun with helicopters and planes, and I'm curious how they record if those are samples. Is that somebody like that they're sampling a laugh from a movie, or is that one of the band members laughing in there? Transition into the next song. This is sick, man. We got Time, the second longest track on the album. The choice of rhythm is definitely not expecting that. Okay, thank you for waking me up with that one. Significantly louder. Good morning. Sounds like a metronome. I'm a huge fan of how they're just creating this space and just creating these vibes with music. It doesn't have to have lyrics, but you can feel what they're trying to create and feel what they're trying to make. And they're just leaving space to do it. And I don't think artists do that anymore, including myself. I gotta be honest. Like, it's so easy to fall in the trap of, oh, just gotta make something memorable, like hooky, so that it gets stuck in people's head. Is that an E piano that we're hearing in the right ear? I gotta say, I'm really loving the percussive instruments, but like the long tail, very bright reverb. Oh, that transition from like just instrumental to vocals is sick. Wow, listen to the guitars kind of talking back and forth. Bump, 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 bump. That's cool. Waiting for someone or something to show. Sam's right in the center. How in the world did they do that with the vocals? It sounds like a synthesizer move, which you could do with the synthesizer for sure. I don't know how they did it with vocals. I love the guitar solo. I want to talk about the guitar tone very quickly. I'm surprised how far in the right ear the E piano is, because that's actually an E piano, but it has a very similar tone to a guitar because it's kind of in the same range of frequencies. We have a guitar in the left ear, and then obviously we have the guitar doing a solo, but it almost has this very compressed kind of sound. Somebody's got to tell me how they recorded those, like the oohs and ahs, because that is blowing me away. Nice. I love the grit in his voice, man. You can like feel every word he's singing. Very dry guitar in the left ear. Hey man, everybody's getting older. Time passes by, as we know. Oh man, ain't that the truth? The time is gone, the song is over. Thought I'd something more to say. I love the cross between the E piano on the right ear and the guitar on the left. Really cool collaboration of instruments in the sense of like normally I think today we would hear a lot more of two guitars, guitar in the right ear, guitar in the left ear. So it's really cool that you play it differently and it just has a different playability. So like you're playing things differently than you would on the guitar.
Far away across the field, tolling on the iron bell, calls the faithful to their knees. Hear the sound
Layered vocals and harmonies we're hearing.
broken magic spell.
I love how they all go straight into each other. So cool. All right, this is the last one that we're doing for today because I like to split albums up. This is The Great Gig in the Sky. Cool slide up. Hear this? Now we have stereo guitars. You hear that?
Why should I be frightened of dying? There's no reason for it. You've got to go sometime.
That's true. These slides are interesting because they're slightly dissonant. They start like on not the right note in the key, and then they like kind of slide up into it. This female vocalist is insane. One thing I gotta say is the confidence of the singer. Like, you gotta know who you are as a singer to kind of go that, and as a person to kind of go that wild in the studio. Unbelievable voice. Unbelievable. It's insane. She's literally playing her voice like an instrument, like you play a guitar. What you're hearing is something called a retardando. It's slowing down to retard, and I think it's either Latin or Italian, means to slow down. So they're slowing down the tempo. They're still playing the same thing, but just a slower tempo. Incredible vocalist, man. Unbelievable. Okay, so I was so unbelievably impressed with her vocals. I googled Clare Torry's name, and a couple of interviews came up, and I just want to see what she has to say about The Great Gig in the Sky. This is one right here. Let me pull this up really quickly for you guys so you can see this too.
I went up to Abbey Road. I had no idea what it was. Nobody told me. I didn't know whether I was going to walk into the studio, there was going to be a choir. No idea. The band were there. They proceeded to explain to me that they were doing this album. It was nearly finished. And they played me the backing track. And I said, well, what do you want? Basically, they had no idea.
It's crazy, man. It's craziness.
When I look back, I was fairly new to this sort of world. I personally had no idea what to do or what they wanted. So I said, I think the best thing for me is to go into the studio, put the cans on and have a little go and see what happens. So I started off by going, oh, baby, baby, yeah, baby, baby. And they said, oh, no, we don't want any words. Well, that really stumped me.
Still feel what she's trying to say without necessarily knowing words. You kind of leave it up to her interpretation.
So David said, would you like me to write out the chord sequence? I said, no. And it sort of happened, okay, best feet forward.
How well did she know the band, though, is what I want to know. Like, is she some stranger coming in, or did she have a relationship, like, with working with them in the past, or how did it work?
But it was absolutely true that I thought, I have to pretend to be an instrument.
Did I not say that in my reaction to that song? Come on now.
I said to Alan, okay, put the red light on, record this, because usually the first take is the best. And I started singing, and did it. I went into the control room and they played it, and not a lot was said. And I said, oh, well, thank you very much. Goodbye.
As a performer, she's either being like, yo, that was crazy, I loved it, or yo, I'm never singing again, I'm so embarrassed.
I was convinced it would never see the light of day because they hadn't commented, they hadn't made any, do you know what I mean? They hadn't said great, awful, nothing. Great gig is slightly different.
I'd agree. Let me see if I could say why. Just sonically, there's a lot less synth work. It's a lot more organic. It's a lot more organic sound, I guess I want to say.
The use of Clare Torry on that album is something that I think every female vocalist, whoever you are, has got to listen to and aspire to, you know.
It's a taxing piece.
Yeah,
from beginning to end.
I bet it must have been. I guarantee you, she had to learn it after the fact. I bet she just played it, like sang it, and then after the fact, when they wanted to play it live, she had to learn it.
When Floyd or Roger have, they don't always do Great Gig in the Sky, but if they have, the three backing vocalists do a third each.
Interesting.
Which makes it less exhausting.
That's amazing.